What is up, Eastern Oregon? This is Dodgy with EOAlive Sports, and today I'm joined by EOU senior softball player Maddie Durham. Maddie, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, returning first team all conference in 2024. We move into 2025. We just had arguably the biggest weekend of the season. I mean, not even arguably, it was the biggest weekend. Number one, Southern comes in. We split. We win the conference series 2 out of 3. What did you think of the weekend?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. The energy, the feelings, it was just amazing. Like it being senior weekend, playing the number one team in the nation, like it was just absolutely our biggest weekend of the year. I mean, we all felt it coming into it, but it was just so much fun. I would relive it in any lifetime.
Yeah, a lot of people, they would get apprehensive if you said, you're going to play the number one team in the weekend on senior weekend at home, maybe not want to do it. But this team, I mean, obviously that was a challenge that they were willing to accept.
Yeah.
This last weekend, 2 out of 3, we win the first 2, a 15 inning walk-off home run by Maddie Olson. That kind of stuff doesn't happen too often in your lifetime. What was that feel?
Oh my gosh, it was just, I could feel it. I could feel it the whole time. I was just like, I know somebody's going to do it. I just knew it. Like even in the 12th inning, we tied that run and like we still felt in it. And Kylie was just, granted she had a rocky start, but then she came back in and she was just phenomenal the rest of the game.
Out.
And we all just were like, okay, we're doing this. We can do this. And Maddie O, of all people, like I was so happy she was the one to do it.
Yeah, it was. I kind of had that feeling too. I was like, "Oh, this is going to end on a walk off."
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be a home run.
Me neither.
I mean, it was like the perfect storybook ending to that game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you a little bit. Softball, the only sport like when you were younger.
Kind of. I mean, I played volleyball my freshman year of high school. Didn't love it. I mean, I loved the sport. Didn't love the situations I was in with coaching and stuff. And then so I told my mom, I was like, I just want to focus on softball. I think I did track in middle school. That was super fun, but just softball's always been my thing.
Softball's your thing.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
Eagle, Idaho.
Eagle, Idaho. And then you went to Spokane Falls.
Yes.
For 2 years and then transferred to Eastern. What are you going to school for?
Business.
Business, just like most athletes.
Yeah.
You know what you want to do?
Yeah, I have a job opportunity. I'm going to go work for Edward Jones after this year. So.
Oh, financial stuff.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Do you like when you were in high school? Did you know were you one of those kids that's like, I'm gonna play college level athletics?
No, not at all. My senior year, I was like, well, this is fun, but I not really wanting to do this forever. So I actually went to Boise State my first year, just did school, and then COVID happened and I was like, well, this isn't really fun anymore. And so I was like, maybe I'll play softball again. So I ended up getting back on a club team and then I got recruited to go play at Spokane Falls. And that was the best time of my life. Well, I thought, I mean, this year has been the best time of my life. Yeah. But at the time, Spokane was awesome. And then after that, I was still just like, well, I do it all financially by myself. So I was like, I don't think I can afford to play on. So I came here with my boyfriend and then he was playing and he convinced me actually. He's like, they could use you and we could do it. And so I came back last year and we figured it out.
So are you the oldest on the team?
Yes.
You got it, right?
Yes, I am.
What is this, like year 8 of college for you or something?
Well, I mean, technically it's only year 4 with, like, I only did Boise State half a year because of COVID. I took the second semester off. And then 2 years ago, I didn't go to school that year, so I just worked.
Took a gap
year.
So,
yeah.
And then you didn't play.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 years ago when you didn't play. So,
Yeah.
Do they ever, like, call you grandma or mom?
Oh, my gosh. I don't hear the end of it. My 24th birthday was in January, and someone said I was halfway to 50. And it's really it's an everyday conversation.
Tell me a little bit about, like, the dynamic on this team. Like
my gosh. It's amazing. It's, like, the best I've ever felt on a team. Like, I feel like we're all so fun and goofy and happy, and it feels like we're all family and sisters, and it's just, I love it. It's the best feeling I've ever felt.
What's the biggest difference between this year and last year?
I feel like last year there were some situations where we just didn't always click. The chemistry wasn't completely there, but this year it just feels like everyone has the heart and everyone just loves each other. And some people, like, we just didn't get along with others at the time last year. And so this year just feels so much better.
So like on the softball team, obviously you're a senior, a team leader. What's the most important message that you're trying to convey to the freshmen and sophomores, or even the transfer juniors?
Right. I always preach on just having fun, because I think when we're having fun and playing loose, that's when we are our best. So 100%. I just try to stretch that the most.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just play loose, you're going to play way
Absolutely.
better. 100%.
You can see all of our games. You can tell, you can feel that we are having fun. We're not stressed out. We're not upset about anything. We always win those games.
And then the one weekend when we weren't,
exactly.
It was very blatantly obvious.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, because I tried to shoot a video that weekend, and I look at the footage, and I'm like, dude, I can't use this.
Right?
Like,
no. I know.
And then,
it's
like,
upsetting.
this weekend, the footage from this weekend is day and night. It's crazy.
I know.
For you personally, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, man. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't even know where I see myself in 3 years. Probably, I'm a planner, so I guess I kind of try to plan my life out. But if I were to guess, I'd be living in Bozeman, still doing Edward Jones, being a financial advisor, and teaching my kids how to play softball and baseball.
You want to live in Bozeman, huh?
Want to, maybe.
Oh, is that where boyfriend's from?
Yes.
Right.
Well, he's from Glasgow, Montana,
yeah.
but I'm from a bigger town, and he likes small towns, so a compromise is not really happening, because I'm the one that wants to live in Bozeman.
Yeah.
But he's got friends there that he would love to spend time with and work with, so I think it's a win-win.
It'll work out.
Yeah.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
No.
Yeah,
I know I've got the taste buds of a 12-year-old.
Okay,
pepperoni.
so if you're going, you're just getting pepperoni. Like, that's it.
Yes.
Just straight up pepperoni.
Yeah.
What about, like, if you could have any meal, like, what are you gonna have? Like a restaurant, mom, whatever.
My mom's chicken enchiladas.
Chicken enchiladas, white or red?
Red.
They're red enchiladas.
Yes.
I like red enchiladas, but I can't do them very often because they give me heartburn.
Yeah.
So it's like spaghetti. I love it.
Yeah.
I love red sauce. I do.
Yeah.
But it just kills me, the acidity. So I do a lot of white stuff instead. But enchiladas are, I'm a Mexican food dude.
Yeah.
What about if you had to choose the one place or the other, the beach or the mountains?
Oh, man, that one's tough. I'd say probably the mountains, but if there's a lake, I'm there.
So a mountain lake.
Yep.
Not the beach though.
I'm really torn between those two, but I think my whole life mountains have just been a home to me.
Have you ever been to a tropical beach?
Yes, I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Cabo.
Yeah.
They're amazing. A lot of people. I think that's kind of what's driving me away from that. But I don't know, mountains always just feel like home.
I'm taking the beach myself.
Yeah?
Well, I mean, as much as I love the Oregon coast, I think it's beautiful. I want a warm beach.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely. I've actually never been to the coast, so.
Oh, it's cold all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes like in the summer it'll be like 70, 75, but it's, like you get over there and the wind's blowing and there's just this mist. Like when I was married, we used to go camping at the coast because I used to live like 45 minutes from the coast.
Cool.
And there's this mist that just
always.
You're wet all the time, and it's not even when it's
like
not
that.
raining. It feels like you're walking through a blanket of like those misters, when
Yeah,
it's hot,
yeah.
like that.
Oh my gosh,
I don't
nope.
like it. This team, we're getting ready to move into the CCC tournament. That's this weekend in at OIT. What's our goal? Like, what do we want out of this?
Well, obviously the win it all is the goal, but also in my mind having fun doing it together, having each other, really having fun. This is my last year, and that's what I've been telling myself this whole time. Like, I just want to have fun, play my best, do my best, and make sure everyone's having fun with me.
Yeah, we took 2 out of 3 conference games against the top 2 teams in the country. We're a shoo-in for the national tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think we should necessarily overlook this conference tournament because it's a chance to make a statement and say, hey, just like we did last year.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that puts us in a position to like maybe wake up other teams to what we're able to do.
Exactly.
I feel like since EOU softball, since Coach Christian came, I think every year we've progressively gotten
Yeah.
better, and that's what you need to do. I mean,
I completely agree.
if you moving into the national tournament, obviously we want to win it all. What what would that mean to you, like as a senior?
Oh man, you're gonna bring tears in my eyes. Oh, it's a dream come true, honestly.
Yeah.
Like even just going to nationals, like it's just a dream come true. So winning it all, like words can't express it.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna happen eventually at
Yeah.
EOU. I promise. It
Absolutely.
might be this softball team might be the first team championship ever at EOU.
Right.
It's gonna be softball or volleyball,
Right.
one or the other.
Right.
And I'm excited. I'm proud to be a part of it.
Me
and
too.
Just, lucky to be able to follow you guys and just do what I get to do.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
If you had to give me one word to describe this year's team. One word. One or two words.
The first that comes to my mind is family.
Yeah.
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 Just feel so close with everybody.
You
Everybody.
can feel that when you're around
Yeah.
the team as well.
I know. I can. Every single one of those girls puts a smile on my face every single day. It's just.
Yeah.
It almost feels like another home.
A lot of teams, there's like a couple people that are kind of like outcasts, and
Yeah.
I've never gotten that feeling with
No.
this team. I mean, I have with softball teams in the past
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
with other teams, but I've never gotten that feeling like there's maybe one or two outcasts or whatever. What about if you had to describe Coach Christian? Give me a little description.
She's just fire. I mean, she just lights us up. She tries to get us hype all the time. She just likes to give us that little fire, spark us.
What about music? You have your
Music.
phone?
Yeah,
What's the last song you listened to? on
it's
your
probably
playlist?
country. My Last Dime by Josh Malloy.
Is it country?
Yeah.
It's country. What about like when you're getting ready for a game?
Me and Mikhail Jackson have a playlist. It's called Wake the Heck Up. It's game day.
Yeah, give me a couple of the songs off of there. What do you got?
Well, we've got Glorilla on there, obviously.
Yeah, well,
And a couple
Yeah,
others.
Glow.
Blame It on the Rain. That's our team
yeah,
song.
that's the theme song. Which that song came out when I was in high
Yeah.
school. I mean, it's crazy because you guys listen to all the music from when I was your age.
Yeah.
It's like music rotates like
Yeah,
that. It's crazy.
crazy.
What's your walk-up song?
Day one is Desperado by
Yeah,
Rihanna.
that's right. Desperado.
And this day two is Run This Town by Rihanna and Jay-Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have different ones on each day. Does
Yeah.
everybody?
Yeah, they haven't played our day ones recently. They've just been playing our day twos both days, which I thought was weird. But
Yeah, it is.
I
what it
love
is.
them both, so it's okay.
Nice. If you had to choose one or the other, would you want to sit in prison for 5 years or be in a coma for 10?
Oh man, I think probably the coma. I don't think I could be in prison.
Really?
I'm a scaredy cat.
You'd wake up though and you'd be all
I know.
atrophied.
I
and
know that would be
All your
horrible
friends
too.
would have kids.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I don't know. I don't want either of those things to happen.
No, I don't either. What about softball after you graduate? Are you going to try to stay involved, like coaching, or?
Yeah, I hope so. My boyfriend and I have talked about they do a rec league in his hometown, so we're definitely gonna be doing that. We did it last summer and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We were obviously the best on the team, so
Yeah,
it was
well,
super
it's-
cool.
It's not going to be real hard in like co-ed softball.
Yeah, exactly. So we did that, and we're going to again. But yeah, and then hopefully, I don't know. I'm a very impatient person, so he's probably going to be the coach, and I'll be the supportive mother out in the outfield where no one can hear me.
Yeah, like the softball dads that stand
Yeah,
way
exactly.
out
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
Exactly.
basically,
Yeah.
because
I
if
have to stay in my car.
they get too close, they'll get tossed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So national championship is our goal.
Yes.
Pretend, and after this question, I'll get you out of here. Pretend like I'm a senior in high school. I'm a girl.
Okay.
I'm looking for a place to play softball.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I come play softball at EOU?
Oh man. First off, the town is just amazing. The community is awesome. And then the people that you meet here, I've from all sports. I've met people, they're just so amazing, and they will be in my life forever. That's the biggest thing for me. Softball-wise, it's fun. It's awesome. It's competitive. Your coaches care about you deeply, and they want us to succeed, and they want you to succeed, and it's all you could dream for.
I love it. She's EOU senior softball player, Maddie Durham. I'm Dodzy. Maddie, thank you.
Thank you.
EOU junior softball player, Emily Berry. Emily, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
Good. Me too. You got a nickname?
I go by M-Dog. Scary Barry is a big
Yeah,
one on the field. Yeah.
Numerous times, Scary Berry. Why they call you Scary? Because you're gonna hit the crap out the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I try my best.
Yeah, for sure. So let's start it off with this weekend. I want to get it out of the way. We hosted the #1 team in the country, senior weekend. We get the first two. Unfortunately, we dropped number 3, but we got 2 out of 3 from the #1 team in the country and the #2 team in the country for that much. And where do you think we're sitting right now? Like, how do you feel about it?
I'm so proud of our girls. Like, we show a lot. I mean, a lot of people kind of see Eastern and they're like, whatever. But no, we compete and we're good. And I think we need to be top 10.
Right.
People, like, obviously the last 2 weekends were hard, but we compete with great teams, and when we work together, we're unstoppable.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Yeah.
We are undoubtedly the best hitting team in the conference, and defensively, we're probably right there with Southern.
100%, yeah.
And it's just crazy. This conference is weird, as you know. I mean, it's got a lot of very good teams, and even teams that aren't ranked, like UBC.
Yeah.
UBC scares me. You know what I mean? Like, they could come out and beat somebody.
I agree, yeah.
What about you personally? So you're from Gig Harbor, Washington. What other sports did you play when you were a kid? Anything?
I played soccer when I was super young, and then I lived in California originally, and I played volleyball for my freshman year in high school. But then I moved to Washington, and volleyball's a big sport in Washington, so I just decided to stick with softball. So when I hit my sophomore year, I just did softball.
So you're a one-sport girl.
Yeah.
Where at in California?
It was Roseman, California, so like Edwards Air Force Base is where I went to school.
Where it is.
Yeah, the middle of nowhere.
Been there numerous times.
Yeah, high desert area.
I lived in between Victorville and Barstow. I went to college in Riverside.
Yeah, small. Yeah. It was nice because my family was down there, but I was excited to move.
You know where Silver Lakes is in between Victorville and Barstow?
I want to say yes.
It's like a 27-hole championship, gated community golf course.
Yeah, I think I know exactly.
It's right off of Four Corners, so you know where Four Corners is, where all the solar plants are, and you know the borax, the boron.
My friends actually lived in Boron because we all went to school.
My grandpa was the warden at Boron at the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I know exactly that place. Yeah.
Your shoes stick to the asphalt in the summertime because it's so hot out there.
Yeah, so hot. Like playing in 111-degree weather.
I know all about it.
Yes.
I played baseball, and it was miserable.
Yeah.
At least it's dry heat.
Yeah. Oh, I know. So much different.
Like sweating like in Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, I know. So different. I could definitely play in 111 in California. But
so you moved from that you said your freshman year, just a family relocation.
Yeah, my dad's a military brat growing up, and so we lived in California. Well, I lived in California 14 years, and he was like, okay, we need to move. And my mom's 2 brothers lived up in Washington. So he found a job, and we loved it when we traveled a lot and camped a lot in Washington. So it was just a new place to go, and we love it now, yeah. So
your college journey, your freshman year and sophomore year, you spent at Northwest. They dropped softball.
Yes, they didn't have the funding anymore, so we actually got a call. It was after, because they were on semester, so we went back home in May, and I was actually working. I work as a preschool teacher, and we got a call right after I was done working, and they cut the program, and it was stunning because it was just like, okay, I'm injured. How am I going to get recruited? Right. And a lot of us, half of us started, like 4 of us came to Eastern, and then the most of us, they stopped playing because they didn't know where to go. So it was hard. It was eye-opening, frustrating, but Nicole called me right away.
Your injury though. Let's talk about before we get into so was that your first ACL?
Yes, it was my first conference game of my sophomore year. I was running for a ball in between short. I was playing left field, short, left, and center. I was about to dive, and my center fielder called me off. So naturally, I tried to get out of the way, and I was playing on turf, and my knee hyperextended,
Yep.
and originally it was my first injury. So I hit the ground, and then adrenaline started pumping. I finished the inning. I got a foul ball, and I tried to throw it in, and I felt my knee go in and out, and I obviously knew instantly something's wrong.
Yeah.
So Bella, she was pitching. Is at Eastern. I looked at my center fielder and I was like, "Can you cover all ground?" I'm like, "Bella needs to strike this girl out." She did, thankfully, because we had 2 outs. And I went straight to the trainer, and she called the surgeon. I got in on Tuesday, and the game was Friday, so not even a week later. And instantly, he said it was torn.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it was hard for sure.
And then, so when did the second one happen?
After I transferred,
Oh,
it
so
was,
that's since you've been here.
yes. So my first one was at Northwest. My second one was at Eastern. We were playing Central that weekend. It was the Friday before the Central games last year. And all I did was step to my left to catch a line drive.
contact.
And I just hit the ground because I felt it.
And you knew because you
Yeah.
you had already done one.
Yeah,
leg.
it was more like I knew instantly. And not that it was painful, but it was like I've worked so hard to get back. And it was a year, almost the date that I tore them both at the same
my
time. It was a
gosh.
1 week difference, and
And
I
you're
was,
like, here we go
yes,
again.
exactly, yeah.
Do you think it's held you back, like outside of obviously time,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you've had to work really hard to come back, but like if you had to give me a percentage, like how confident are you on them?
It's hard.
Be honest, too.
Yeah, sometimes like the first few weekends, coming back, I was doing great and I felt good and I felt strong. And then I actually tweaked it recently, and they think I tore my meniscus, my left one, but I'm playing on it. But I'm braced up every game.
Yeah.
Some days I'm fine, and usually Fridays I feel great, and then Saturdays I'm like,
You're
okay,
like-
I'm a little bit more sore. But it's hard for sure. I'm definitely not the player I was before, and I can feel that on the field.
Well, you play a different position now,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, and sometimes I'm like, I look at Maddie D next to me, and I'm like, you're gonna have to cover more ground because I can feel my knees are hurting. Sometimes the coaches can see I'm limping, so like in the beginning of the season, definitely right when they think I tore my meniscus, we don't for sure know, but they could tell, and I'm like, okay, then you have to pull me out, but I'm learning how to like adjust to it more.
Yeah.
My knee will pop in and out occasionally. This weekend when I hit an outside pitch,
I know, I saw it.
I
was there.
I could feel it,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, okay, let's go back. Like I can't do anything about it. Nothing changes. So like take a second and get back into the game. So I'm getting better at keep going, and I'm not getting as scared when it pops in and out. But it's definitely harder.
Yeah,
for sure.
mentally for sure. Do you think maybe like in the future, like after this season, like maybe just DPing?
It's hard because I love being in the game, and I feel like if I DP, I think
Check
about
out.
my at bat. Yeah,
Yeah.
if I strike out, all I'm thinking about is my last at bat instead of getting on the field and changing, thinking about something else.
Yep.
I did that in the fall, and it's just hard. It's really hard mentally. I think I'm just gonna keep playing and.
Playing first base.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and sometimes I miss outfield, but I played first base growing up, and I'm a ball hog, so I like it. So
You get to touch the ball.
Yes,
a lot.
yeah. So I don't mind the change of scenery over there. So
Good. Okay, so what are you going to school for?
education. Right now, I'm getting my bachelor's this year in early ed, and then I'm doing my master's in teaching next year.
And so you'll student teach next year?
Yeah.
Nice. This is a lot of teachers
Oh,
come
yeah.
out of this school in this area. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even tell you how many people that I know that are teachers now that went to school at EOU and did their student teaching right here in the Valley. It's
Yeah, I'm excited.
a lot.
Yes, yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Definitely, I want to be a kindergarten teacher. I love the little ones. I don't know.
Courageous.
Yes, that's like, I feel like my only, like, I know for sure. I've been talking about moving to Boise. So might do that after college and then just teach, and I probably not coach, but like be a good team mom when I want to have 4 kids. So
Kids?
I want a big family. So teach and have my summers off with my kids.
4 kids, boys or girls, or a split?
I really want twin boys.
You want to?
Yes,
You already got it all planned out.
yes,
It doesn't work like
yes,
that. You know that,
really,
right?
I really want twin boys. The possibility probably 0, but like half. I definitely want girls. But I want my boy. I want at least a boy to be like my firstborn, just to like really help his younger siblings.
I have girls on the outside, so
Yeah.
youngest and oldest, and
Yeah.
a boy in the middle, and it's perfect.
You like it?
It's absolutely. my son's, what is he, 18 now, and he's the protector. And
Yeah.
So he's not the baby,
Yeah.
and he's not the oldest, so he doesn't have that responsibility.
Yeah.
But he's got the middle, like, and he has the responsibility of being the boy.
Yeah.
And he's
I like
the only
that.
one.
Yeah.
I love how it mapped out. So EOU, when you got here last year, what'd you think? Like, it's obviously a different culture, different team.
Yeah. I loved it. I love it now. Northwest is a Christian university. It was hard. We didn't really have much funding for athletics,
Right.
so we didn't. I just feel like it was hard being an athlete there. I loved it. I had great culture there. My team was super close because there was only like 12 of us on the team. It was a very tiny team. But coming to Eastern, I felt like an athlete. I felt like Eastern puts so much into athletics. The community puts so much into athletics, and I just feel so supported. I love this little town. It was hard change because I'm from a big city. I went to Bellevue for college originally, so coming to a tiny town, I've never really been around it, and I fell in love with it. And sometimes I'm like, wow, how am I going to leave this town? Because the community is so great.
I agree.
So great.
I agree. This team this year, obviously we finished 3rd in the CCC. I mean, we beat the top 2 teams 2 out of 3 in the conference series. I would arguably say we're the best team in the conference.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
agree.
care. The record, one weekend, Carol, one
Yeah.
person gone that weekend,
Yeah.
Kylie, and everything's different. Obviously,
For sure.
we competed against the top teams, and moving into the conference tournament, what's the goals? Like, where do we want to be?
Yeah. I just feel like if we just keep, like, we play for Eastern softball, we're going to dominate. We have this word, I don't know if someone said it before, but together, our coach Woody, he actually said it last year. And he only said the word together, and it meant so much more than just the word, because Eastern softball is a full team event. We have to do 1 through 26. Last year when I was in the dugout, my role is to be loud. This year, it's to support my teammates and just provide for them and
hit bombs.
Yeah. but it's like it takes all of us, and if one person's off, you have to know that the next person behind you is going to provide. Maddie O is usually the person behind me in the lineup, and if I struggle, that girl is getting on. Like, I know she's getting on. So just remembering that if you're having a bad weekend, it's okay, because we have 25 other girls that are going to have our backs. And I think if we go into this weekend and knowing that we're the best, knowing that we've competed and beat every single team in this CCC, we're going to have another banner on our field soon by the end of the weekend.
We only lost one conference series all year.
Yes.
And that was the Carroll weekend. And like I said, I mean, obviously it still counts, but there were some circumstances.
Yes. It's hard.
And there's not any excuses, though. I mean, I'll take the 3 seed. I kind of like it, actually. I like the side we're on. I'm glad we're not on UBC side, because
I know.
they scare me.
Yes, they scare me too.
And I'm glad we're on Southern side too, because I mean, obviously they're not going to have
they're
a great
gonna be
amount
scared
of
of us.
confidence going into a game with us. I think we're a shoe-in for the national tournament, regardless of what happens this weekend. So what does that mean to you too? 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I am excited. Even this weekend is my first CCC playing, actually playing.
Yeah, last year
yes,
you were
I
hurt.
didn't get to,
Yeah.
and then at Northwest we never went.
Yeah.
And then going into postseason, like I'm so excited. I
sure.
want to play for the seniors because they have put so much into Eastern, and we're gonna go far. And I'm so excited. Like I love the girls. We have such a great team. Hitters, like fielders. We're so stacked.
Best hitting team in the conference.
Yes, so stacked that we are going to go far.
I agree. I agree. You got your phone. Grab it real fast. What's the last song that you listened to?
Okay, let's see. It is "I Had Some Hope" by Post Malone.
So, if you had to pick a genre, what's your go-to?
Country for sure.
Country?
Yeah. I'm a country girl. Yeah.
A lot of the girls on the softball team like country. It like getting ready for a game. What's your go-to song?
It's hard. I'm not someone who actually like has like a hype song, or I just whatever the girls are listening to and we're dancing, we're having fun. I'm having fun. Yeah. We've had this. It's funny because this year we always pick some random songs,
Blame
but
It on the Rain.
yes,
I know.
Well, and then this
that song
year,
came out when I was your guys' age.
Well, it's funny. One of our freshmen, Callan, she randomly one day talked about, have you heard the song Rock and Roll McDonald's? It's this random weird song, but we laugh to it, we dance to it, and it's just so fun. So like I say whatever like the girls, if we're having fun and dancing, like I'm getting like hyped to it. So I wouldn't say one song would be a pregame song for me.
What's your day one walk up? I get knocked down, but I get up again,
because of getting hurt.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I love pineapple on pizza.
You do? I don't like pineapple warm.
Really?
No.
I love pineapple on anything. It's so good.
So you're gonna go in the pizza place and you're ordering pineapple pizza.
Yeah, I would.
You like it like with Canadian bacon or pepperoni or like
pepperoni, sausage. Like if I went to Maud, I would, and I can make my own pizza. I would put pineapple on it
every time. What about like if you could pick any meal, whether it be a restaurant, mom's cooking, what are you having?
Hot dogs, mac and cheese. I'm like a little kid.
Hopefully you like the hot dogs that are like mixed like chicken pork, or do you like all beef?
Like all beef. Yeah.
I can't mess around with them.
I can eat I truly probably eat a hot dog every day for lunch. I love hot dogs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And mac and cheese, like boxed mac and cheese?
No, like homemade. Like my mom makes homemade mac and cheese, and it's super good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will also eat boxed mac and cheese.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. What about the beach or the mountains? Which one do you prefer?
Beach. I love laying out in the sun and getting in the water. I like hiking and stuff, but I will always pick the beach. Like if we can go on a vacation, it will always be somewhere warm on the water.
Tropical. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I love the mountains. I love Eastern Oregon. But and I love the Oregon coast, but I would much rather be somewhere warm.
Yes.
Than
for
Oregon
sure.
or Washington coast. If you had to choose one or the other, prison for 5 years or a coma for 10?
Ooh, coma for 10, just because prison scares me with all the other people. And then think about how excited everyone is when you come out of a coma. At least you didn't get hurt, do anything. Yeah, you didn't do anything illegal, and you wake up and you're a whole new person.
Who's your hero?
I would say probably my mom. She is so inspiring, and I want to be her. I want to be a mom like her, and she has put so much effort and time into me in softball and my siblings, and I love her. Like, she's great. Yeah, awesome. And if I could be half the woman half the women she is, I would so be it, because she is so inspiring, and so she loves everyone.
That's great. What about like athletically? Is there somebody that you emulate or try to take after?
I mean, it's hard. I got into t-ball at 3 years old because my brother was 5 and my dad was coaching. I always saw my brother do it, and if I saw him do it, I want to do it.
Yeah.
My dad really, he says he taught me everything I know, but once I got to a certain age,
Yeah. Dad don't have
Dad,
yeah, like,
he
shush,
did not
run
know.
along,
Yes,
girl.
he still claims it to the day, and I'm like, Dad, I definitely know way more than you, but like,
I love it.
no, I mean, Rachel Garcia is from where I'm from in California, and she was always so inspiring. She went obviously D1. She played in the Olympics. Obviously, she's a pitcher, so it's different. But like seeing that a small town girl could
Can
go
make it.
crazy, especially when I was super young in that tiny town, and she really showed us, me, my teammates, my friends, that you can do whatever.
Possible,
Yeah,
right?
it's possible. So I would say like she was a big one. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, couple more questions and
Mm-hmm.
I'll get you out of here. Give me a description of Coach Christian. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's it like in the dugout?
She's so fun to be around. I mean, she loves us like crazy. She cares for us, but also like she pushes us to be next level. She knows our potential, and if we struggle or if we're making, like at practice, making errors, she'll push us to be better. She really, since coming off an injury, she's really pushed me to become the player I was before. She believes in us for sure. She really knows that we can go far, and it helps us. Like she's super great. Like I am so glad that I came to a program. She called me right away when she heard Northwest was falling apart. So, and she gave me an opportunity that I didn't know I could have. So, yeah, she's super great.
All right, last question. I'm a senior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a girl. I am looking for a place to play softball. Why should I come play at EOU?
The community, you can't beat it. They're our neighbor next door. She's 80 years old. She comes to our games.
I love that.
She doesn't know anything about softball, and she comes. She shows up. People show up all the time, and it's just, you can't beat it. We never had that community at Northwest, and like even if you don't know softball, like Eastern is, or LeGrand is cheering for you. LeGrand wants you to compete, and small town, and we're so close. There's not much to do, but you always have your friends. You always have a house to be at, and we're gonna have fun. We're going to watch movies during the week. We're always there, and someone's always there to love on you, because my family's 6 hours away.
Yeah.
My girls on my team, they are my family, and they're great. Everyone, the community here is unbeatable.
Eastern Oregon. She's EOU junior softball player, Emily Berry. I'm Dodzy. Emily, thank you.
Thank you.
EOU softball head coach, Nicole Christian. Nicole, how are you?
Good, Dodgy.
Good. Man, what a weekend, huh?
Yeah.
It was crazy. We go into the weekend needing to win all three. We get the first two. Unfortunately, we didn't get the third, but talk about this weekend and what it meant to these ladies.
I think I showed a lot of character. We were 5-0 going against the number one pitcher in conference. I think she had a .66 ERA.
Yeah.
We talked about it all week that we had to make changes at the plate, and we made contact early, so I knew like, okay, we're not striking out a ton, we're making contact. And when they got that 5-0 lead, we had to think a little bit about, do we save Kylie, knowing that we've got 2 more games? Just what do we got to do? And so we took her out for an inning, and then we got through, I think it was inning 6, 5-0, and all of a sudden we put up 4 runs. And we're like, hey, our bats are starting to pick back up.
Yeah.
And we're like, Kylie, we really try not to warm Kylie up, shut her down, and then warm her back up again. And she was like, yeah, let's go. She thought she started off not her best. She wasn't happy with it. And a whole nother Kylie came out.
A way different Kylie.
Way different Kylie came out.
One I've never seen.
Yeah, just everything about it. The team answered. Man, it was just blow for blow with the number one team in the nation. And, no one thought we'd come out with more than 1 win if we got 1 win from them, because they're very limited on losses this year. And so it was just crazy to watch. I mean, defensive play after defensive play, Robin hits left and right between our defense, their defense.
Yeah, just stellar.
I
on
mean, it
both
was
sides.
just top-notch softball for NAIA level that, I mean, most people would pay to see, I think, ESPN-wise, and
No,
in
yeah,
regards to just an
definitely.
amazing game. And so, what was it? I think the seventh we were down runs, and we went back-to-back home runs to tie it and keep pushing it. And it was just, they kept answering, and that's all we can ask from them. And so it was pretty crazy to see the walk-off. You know,
In the
15th
15th
inning was
Yeah.
crazy. I think we were talking about that as coaches and players. I think I've only been involved in 14 inning games. And so that, what I can remember was the longest game that I've ever been a part of. And so
Wow.
just the fan, I mean, we had so many fans at Peggy Anderson, student athletes. People were parked on all sides of our field.
Most people I've ever seen there.
Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy. And then to be able to walk it off and have everybody that stayed. I mean, no one could leave. I mean, how could you leave? You want to see who wins.
Yeah.
And it just kept going inning and inning and
Yeah, it
innings.
was like a 4.5 hour game.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was just awesome. It was, you know, a big one for us to win that first one. And then, you know, we're like, okay, well, do we delay it because it took so long? We got to get the 3 games in, and we went with it and got to 5, and then, you know, got ahead. I think it was in the bottom of the 4th. We jumped ahead 5-3, and then just we're like, we got to call it. We can't gamble on possibly with lighting and give them maybe a big inning. And it was just a perfect.
She didn't want to call it.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But we had the momentum. If I'm the other coach, I'm like, yes, we're calling it right now. We're not letting them have this momentum anymore.
We did have the momentum, but we also didn't want to give them a shot at, okay, what happens if they have a big inning, which they're very capable of doing, and then us getting the dark in the bottom of the 7th not seeing, or bottom of the 5th.
Inning, yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we just put ourselves in a bad situation.
Yeah.
And so that was the thought behind it. And especially when our girls start coming like, hey, it's getting a little hard to see. So we had to take
That's when you
safety.
stop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when we
I mean,
that's when
it's
we made that
that
decision
simple.
to go talk. We had the top of an inning, and it was great. I mean, they came out that next inning again, blow for blow. It was getting close. They put a run up. You know, Makeo did great coming off the start to finish that, and our, you know, little honey badger, I think it was Taylor Brewer, came in and shut the door. And so just huge to be able to come in and take down the number 1 and 2 teams in the nation and win the series against them.
Yeah, it was awesome. A couple things. We obviously that catch. I mean, there was lots of great catches, but the catch by Kelly in the corner where she hit the fence. How long is she out?
She'll be out this weekend for sure. She
But
got,
she'll be back by nationals.
yes,
Hopefully.
yeah, no,
She got staples, stitches. I mean,
yeah, you know, and that kid, when you talk about someone that's going to run through a fence for you, she literally did.
Yeah.
She
I know.
She ran through our fence, made an incredible play. She had to catch it. It's fair if she doesn't. Hits the pole. We weren't sure if she was knocked out. The way she was laying there, you know, and you have to wait for them to call dead ball. And that kid just apologized the whole time because she knew that they scored that run on us, laying on her back.
you have to score that run though if you're them.
You have to. You're number 1 in the nation. You're trying to win a series and trying to win a conference. I mean, I think there's both sides to it. You let the play fall out. And so even the girl running apologized. She's like, I'm sorry. Like she knew that she was
didn't do
down. It was just a tough situation on both sides of the ball. Yeah. And so getting out there, Kelly got split open her chin, which is the only thing we saw. And she had some cuts in her inside of her mouth from her teeth.
Busted 2 teeth too.
Busted molars.
Yeah.
And then when she kind of got up, her leg gave out a little bit, and I guess on the way to the hospital, like it started bleeding, and then they realized, like, even no one knew her knee was
until after.
gashed until she got to the hospital. And
Wow.
I think she has 7 staples.
She does.
10 to 14 days, depending on how quick she heals and how we can keep her off that leg. That's going to be the big thing, because if anybody saw her, she was in uniform the next
I know.
the
I thought
next
she was
day.
going to try to play.
I know. I was like, Kelly, no.
Yeah, take
She's
that
like,
thing
what?
off.
I was like, you need the heel, Kelly.
You're
But
not
the
playing
kid.
today.
That's the kid. You know, she's got staples in her leg and stitches in her chin, and she wants to be out there. And You know, we know she won't be here this weekend, but that's not, we want her to get healed and be ready for the bigger games.
They once it happened, I was like thinking to myself, like as soon as I heard laughing out there, I'm like, okay, she's awake, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm thinking to myself, I'm kind of glad it was Kelly and not somebody else, because she's the kind of girl that will just bulldog right through that.
Yeah, and she's also just that tough kid. I mean,
Yeah, she rides motorcycles and,
Yes.
and snowboards and
Yes.
does all these sports where you could break your neck. And
yeah, she's just that all around great kid. Huge Golden Glove out there for us. I think she made probably 4 diving plays before that one.
There was 4 total. I have them on all clips of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy defensive play. She was all over the place, saving hits against Southern, and then that play to top it off just sums up what she's done for us in left field. I mean, she's just
the good
amazing.
thing is, I mean, it does hurt us to lose her, but we have somebody ready to step up. I mean, we can put Hope out and right and move Caitlin to left. It's and Hope's been hitting the ball well too, so it's like, okay, you know, the depth on this team is so good that, you know, you hate to lose her, but at the same time, you got the depth to cover it.
Well, and that's kind of what, you know, we were talking about this year with this team, is that we just have the depth in positions to where if someone's having a bad day, someone's not seeing the ball, which we know in sports, in general, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, you go through your ups and downs, and that was the thing that we talked about. Like, we've got to have multiple starters at every position, on the mound. You know, defensively, at the plate, we've got to have people that I can pass the bat to in big situations. And, you know, Hope's done that for us. And she's also made great plays out in the outfield. And so
She's got a hose.
yeah, and it's just one of those things where, yes, we're missing Kelly, but now she's our energy in the dugout for us while she's getting healed. And
She
now
has a different role.
She has a different role. Not wearing a uniform, you know. And I'm like, Kelly, just you're okay. Like, now we need you as that team captain that you are, and that spark plug in the dugout, you know. And now Hope steps up in a different role for us, more of a starting role, and then we're gonna work a couple other girls out just in case, you know, like someone else goes down. You have to continue to prepare. You know, I think the most amount of games this weekend could be 6. We're trying to work our pitchers, get our pitchers dialed in. We know our opponents. I mean, we've seen them 4 times this year, everybody that we're about to face this weekend. And so it's just being able to prepare and have game plans going in from our pitchers, what pitch calling, you know, our defense. Carol's different than Southern, but they do have a top pitcher, Kennedy Venner. You know, she's got velocity and a rise ball. Carol didn't get to see the true us, and so I'm excited.
They didn't get to see Kylie.
They didn't see Kylie, and they just didn't see our mentality and our
close.
plate.
The whole energy level of the team was down that weekend.
Yeah, and so I'm excited going in. I got a ton of confidence. These girls come off, you know, facing Southern, and now they're going into the tournament that we won. We want that title back. We want another, you know, we want the CCC tournament champions, since we just missed out on hosting, and we're familiar with winning at OIT's field.
Yeah.
So we're excited to be back.
I like our draw, actually, for the CCC tournament.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see UBC right off the bat.
I didn't
They're
either.
scary. They scare the crap out of me. That pitcher is just, she's
got
some
2
days,
that are
yeah,
rolling.
their number 1 though is like, some days you're just like, wow, like how does she not win every time out? But then I also like that Southern gets to sit there and just wait for. They don't want to play us.
No.
I promise you that.
I don't think anybody really
No,
wants to
I
play
don't
us.
think
Right?
so either. I really don't.
I think teams are starting to be like, I really hope we don't see Eastern.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And we've been underdogs all year. I feel like we've been valued in regards to our rankings, but that just puts a little bit of bitterness in our mouths. And these girls work hard. They know they're one of the top teams, and you know, after this weekend, even though we didn't win CCC, I think that was a big thing. Like, we just took down 2 games against the number 1 team in the nation, and the number 2 team in the nation. And just having that confidence gives us something different.
Well, and the number 1 team in the nation, and you look at that team, and they play solid defense. They have solid pitching. You know what I mean? That all their girls are fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a solid team, and we went right toe to toe with them and took 2 out of 3 conference.
and easily could have took 3, if not 4
Yeah, I
from
know.
them.
Every game was close.
Yeah,
It was
It wasn't a
crazy.
blowout. There wasn't a 6-0, 8-0.
No.
It was, everything was dialed in. You put up 2, we're going to answer back.
I mean, if a couple things go our way, the check swing, I hate to say it, but we win that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's a 2-run home run that she hits after she check swings on strike 3 and didn't check.
Yeah.
And if it goes the other way, we win that. You know what I mean? That
Yep.
game is it's crazy. Just a couple little things. If even the whole Kelly thing, the girl scoring from first. If she doesn't score there, we win. We still win that game, but we win it earlier, and we
Yeah.
don't use Kylie as much.
Yeah.
One of my highlight of the weekend was I texted you earlier in the week and told you that I was going to bring some younger kids out there, and dude, that was so awesome for me. Like, and just so awesome for our community. Thank you for that. Like,
Yeah.
thank the girls.
I think, for all sports at Eastern, our young women are role models for these kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I think growing up when I was at Mackay, Mountain Free Water, we didn't have really a college team that you could go and watch or look up to, and I mean, obviously it was older, but even the girls nowadays in certain small towns, I don't think have that option to see an elite softball program.
Right.
And what we've brought to Eastern, I think, is finally getting that, okay, they're an elite team. We're getting great athletes that are wanting to come play for us that could be possibly playing at D2, D1 schools.
Yep.
And we're just making a name for ourselves. And now, being up there as a highly ranked national team, all these, it's just something for these young athletes that are just starting their journey in softball to look up to. And so just having them was awesome. And they wanted their autographs,
Yeah, it was
and
so
knowing
cool.
that they had favorite players. I
Yeah.
mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is saying words beyond that you can even express what it's doing for our program. Just knowing that these little girls are looking up to our girls that we are bringing in and know their number. I want this girl's,
Yeah.
I want her
I don't
autograph.
have number 15 on my shirt. Like,
Yeah.
you got to take. I had to bring a shirt back the
Yeah.
next day because they didn't get Kelly. 'Cause
Yep.
Kelly
She was
was
at
in
the
the
hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I think I like to look at this weekend as kind of like a trademark for EOU, like softball, in the sense that it, like, recognition wise, like just in the community, like there was a lot of people there. There's a lot of buzz, and this could be that trademark weekend where like we're gonna start filling the stands. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it
for
was
reals.
just, I think I looked, I mean, Woody and I always sit by each other, and I think there was numerous times where you just like, look, we're like looking around, we're like, oh my gosh, it's flipping packed here.
Yes.
And it's, you don't realize it like a gym because everybody's in this area, but being able to recognize out in our community and look around our fence line, parked along the streets, parked in spots that people were not ever parked in, along Geckler back by
Right.
the park.
Yeah.
And then our stands were packed. The concrete areas were lawn chairs, and it was just awesome for our community to come out. And then for them just to see amazing softball, a high level game, performing and just making play after play and seeing what we're all about it was just a great weekend for us.
Yeah, it was my favorite softball weekend ever, by far.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was.
had to.
I think the same thing. I mean, but
It was wild.
all the games that we've played and being able to face Southern and knowing the outcome, knowing that we had to win 3 was, I think most people were like, it's not going to happen. But then winning game 15, giving them that, like, hey, we're here. And then coming back and winning game 2, everybody's like, oh my gosh, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got my phone after that 15 inning game, and I think almost had a text from everybody in conference, like, oh my gosh, what a match. Everybody was watching. Everybody wanted to see the number 1 team and us. And so that was pretty cool. I would just love to see how many people watched that game, even from streaming. I mean, just the numbers alone had to been
Guarantee
crazy.
A lot of people have seen that. Yeah, it was quite amazing. It was senior day.
Yep.
So we lose 9 seniors.
Yep.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's hard to take in. Very emotional. I mean, tears were crying. I had them. I mean,
These are all girls that you recruited too.
Yeah,
Like
these
that,
are all
yeah.
my girls.
Yeah.
Obviously Tyrese have been with me for 4 and 5 years.
I know.
You get the JUCO transfers that make instant impacts for 2 years. their family, and you get to know these kids off the field. You work with them day in and day out. You meet their families, and all the travel. The families want it just as bad as them. They're so
crazy.
They are in it.
I know.
It's just it is what we talk about. Once a Mountie, always a Mountie. These kids just grow on you. It's hard loss. 1 through 9, they all have contributed. It's just like you think about plays this year. It's hard for me to think of just one person. It's just been, at the beginning of the year, and Hannah walking off on Schmidt, like home runs off Schmidt, and then diving plays and home runs. And it's just like everybody has stepped up this year, especially that senior class. And
Yeah, Maddie Olson on Friday. My gosh.
I know,
like,
just
really? 2
dialed
bombs?
in, and it's just crazy what they've done for this program, and continue to do. It's the little things they put in that effort. They're full-time student athletes, and then just seeing all the families come together. That was pretty cool. The big senior picture with their families here supporting them, and it's indescribable.
It's hard. It's probably hard.
It is hard.
I know it's hard on you because it's hard on me, and I'm not even their coach. Like
It is.
I've been with all of them all the way through, just like you. Like
Yep.
there aren't people that have just like I didn't start last year. You know what I mean? Like I've been there their whole career with them.
Yeah.
And if it's hard on me, I can't imagine what it feels like for you.
Yeah, it sucks because you always is just like, man, you put in all that effort, and just watching them play, like we get them those things to prepare for Southern, and they just respond, and the growth, from getting jobs, like moving on, and what they're going to do for everybody around us. They're just going to do the same thing with touching just being that type of player that makes an impact, and touching lives. They're going to do that beyond softball. And that's, I think, even
sure.
better for us. Like that, they're just that type of people. And this team, everybody from freshmen up, they're just going to be those type of people that make impacts in outside of softball, and our communities that they get jobs in and move on. And that's, I think, why we're so successful. We've got great humans on our team.
Yeah. That always comes first in my eyes. This team this year, would you say it's the best team you've ever had?
Yes.
I would too. You know why? Let's look past the athleticism. Let's look past everything, and let's look at the camaraderie and the way they mesh together. There's not one person in that dugout that seems like an outcast to me. Trust me, I've spent enough time right there at the corner of the dugout that I know, and I can tell when something's not okay in a dugout for the most part.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten that feeling one time this year.
No, and I think if there's any ever of that self-doubt, or I'm having it, we allow them to take that moment or two to be upset, but we also ask for them a quick recovery, because your teammate's trying to now take on that role that maybe you just couldn't do at the time. And it happens. And we talk, it's passing the bat. Like I think Hannah said it. She's like, you know what, if they're going to walk me, I have full confidence that Em or Maddie is going to come back behind me and take care of business.
Yeah.
And that's what we haven't had. We haven't had that. All right, go ahead and walk me. Go ahead and try to face these people behind me, or the pitching, like Mikhail came in for the first time seeing Southern and did great. And Taylor Brewer shuts them down, and Cam, holds them. And it's just like those pitchers that we have, and athletes, they want each other to do well. And I think that's probably the big thing. Like you said, you've seen a lot of dugouts. Our dugout's crazy. You take pictures, there's hats, there's masks, there's everything.
It's wild.
They love to have fun, and I think that's the biggest thing that we've allowed them to do, is have fun in the dugout and play relaxed. Because at the end of the day, I know when they're uptight and it goes downhill.
It's very obvious.
It's very obvious, and we don't play well. And so allowing them to just be crazy, have fun, is when they play their best.
All right, let's talk about goals real quick, and then
Okay.
we'll get you out of here. Goals for this weekend, conference. What do we want out of it?
I think just fine tuning anything that we're questioning, whether it's defensive rotations, playing smart ball. We had a couple base running errors we've got to clean up after this weekend, and nationals, and and tough teams, one run can cost you a game. We've been there.
A lot of times.
A lot of them. And so just those little small reads, we've got to do a little bit more for base running, get reads off bats, knowing the defense that we're playing, what you can and can't do, and then just adjustments at the plate. I mean, I thought for the most part, most of our athletes made adjustments at the plate that we talked about. We really simplified our swing against Davies, knowing that, hey, we're going to be lucky if we get one run off of her.
We hit her better than anybody in the country.
Exactly.
All year.
All year.
She hadn't been hit. She didn't sleep well that night. I hate to say that, but she hadn't been banged around like that.
No, I think she maybe had one home run. And we
all
had,
year.
All
we
year.
hit 3 off of her 4 or something.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
And so just doing those little things that we got to continue, and have a game plan going in, and that's our goal this weekend is just attack each team separately because they are different. We know Venner's a nut ball pitcher with velocity, and attacking our pitches, and then just playing defense behind our pitchers. And that's a big thing for us going in, and we got to take care of game one. We can't look at what's behind or what happens if we win or lose. We've just got to come out and play our game. And we've talked about that all year. Is no one beats us when we're at our best. I truly think that we're a top 5 team when we're at our best, and we prove that this weekend that we can battle with the 1 and 2. And for Greg to even, I talked with Greg Stewart. Obviously, we have to talk about practice plans and stuff this weekend, and he reassured us that he's like, I've seen the top 10, and he goes, you guys deserve to be there, and with what you're doing, like, I have no doubt that you can compete with anybody in this and beat them. And so that's a huge, I respect Greg a lot. He's been around a lot.
Yeah.
He's got national titles. And so just having that confidence, going in as well, that, okay, I am on the right track with, like the type of athletes we're getting and competing at that level and continue. But goals are play our game. We'll take care of business. We talk about doing the little things, win the inning, and the outcome will be ours. Yeah. And that's what we have been focused on all year, is having that no one beats us at our field. If we're on the road, we take care of business and win the innings, and we'll love the outcome afterwards.
I love the fact that we can go down 4-0, 5-0 to the number 1 team in the country and find a way to a lot of teams will just say, man, that's a lot of runs in softball first off. A lot of teams right there would have just said, like, there ain't no way, you know what I mean? And they would have just given up. But our girls, they were like, no, this is our house. Like, we got to win this to have a chance. Like, and regardless of whether we would have won those games or not, we could have just coasted. You know what I mean? Like, we're still going to make the national tournament. And they didn't just coast. They said, no, we're down 5 runs right now, but we're going to figure this out. And they end up playing, for most of them, that'll be the greatest game they've ever played in.
Yeah. And that's all we could ask for, is that we talk about, I don't have any lack of confidence when it comes to our hitting.
Best hitting team in the conference.
I believe so. And
I
think we've seen the top pitching. And we're still, compared to all the numbers that a lot of these teams are putting up, we've never been a 500 hitting team. But we also take care of business, and we have a 400 and a lot of 300s. And that's one thing we haven't had in the past, to where anybody I can put in is above a 300 hitting in our lineup. Right. We've always had, maybe a 100 subpar or some, just a weakness.
No,
our 9-hole this year, Brylan Field this weekend against Southern, nailed it. She came up big with 1 or 2 outs. Yep. And she doesn't have a lot of at-bats, but just simplifying the things we talked about, she did exactly what we asked, and she came up big on some big hits, giving us those opportunities for our 1, 2, and 3 to knock her in. And so just 1 through 9, go ahead and try to face us.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them.
I am too. I'd like to see, so my goal for the weekend, what I'd like to see is, I want to see, like, us continue to establish pitching past Kylie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love the fact that Mikhail has stepped up the last few weeks, And Taylor Brewer's just been, I mean, there's been times where it's a little questionable with her, but for the most part, she's been pretty solid. And I just want to keep established, you know what I mean? I want a little more confidence in the girls that pitch past Kylie.
And I know we do have those. They've been in big games for us on the road, and some people haven't been able to see that. There's just a fire with Cam and Taylor when we put them in to close a game out. I have confidence in both those two. And yes, Mikhail has definitely stepped up in that role for us. And we do. I mean, we know going into this weekend, we could have 2 games in a day. We've never pitched Parsons back to back. But establishing that 1 through 5 in our pitching rotation, just getting innings in is going to be big for us going into nationals.
Yeah,
I mean, we could
'cause
play.
You're going to play back-to-back days a lot.
Yeah.
It's not like a 2-week tournament, as you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's back to back. No matter what seed, if we're a 2 or 3 seed, we're a 1 seed. You're going to have to play a game, and then the next day another one, and you
Right.
don't want to lose. And so these pitchers are coming in, and I think Mikhail hopefully got a boost of confidence facing Southern and doing well
think she
against
did.
them,
I think she did.
and having our defense play well behind her as well. That's huge when our pitchers can relax and just throw, and keep the ball down so balls don't leave the park. That's the
Right.
big thing. It allows our defense, which I think is also one of the top defensive teams, to play behind them and let them pitch their best.
Yeah, I'm super excited for you guys. I wish I could figure out a way to go this weekend. Man, that would be awesome. But I there's a possibility.
Okay.
There is a possibility. I'm proud of you and just proud of everything that this team, like, it's fun to watch. You know what I mean? As a fan, and obviously,
Yeah.
I'm a fan first in my eyes. Like this weekend, their assistant coach, something happened, and I kind of under my breath, or something like that. And he goes, "Hey, if you're going to be taking pictures over by the dugout, you can't be cheering." And I'm thinking to myself, actually, I'm not employed by EOU. I'm not necessarily representing the media. I'm not being paid right now. I'm a fan taking
You're a
pictures.
fan.
But respectfully, I said, yeah, I know. I was like, it's a big game, and I got excited. And then I made a friend out of it. Me and him exchanged numbers, and you know what I mean? I got a contact in Ashland now that I can reach out to, sports-wise. And but just the whole evolution of EOU softball since you came back is remarkable. It really is, man. It's like, and it is, you're responsible for that. I don't care what you say. Like, it was not like that until you got here. So you can be humble all you want, but I put that whole responsibility on your shoulders. And
I can't take all the
amazing.
credit. I've got amazing coaching staff
Okay,
too.
but you brought them in.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You know what I mean? And,
I
and
do.
so I am giving you all the credit. You that's your job as
Yeah.
the head coach. To surround yourself with greatness.
Yeah.
And you've done that. And it's showing.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, I didn't we've got Terry's been with me and Woody's been with me and and my dad. I mean, those
Bob,
four. And we had Maddie Thomas for the first part until she had to leave. And it's just, we've added Lynn. He moved back, and the girls love him. And it's just, you have to surround yourself with people you trust. I've always said that from day one coaching, and their family. Hands down. We may not always agree on stuff. I mean, there's been multiple times where I take my anger out on Woody, and then I'm calling him the next day. Dang it, Woody, I am sorry. I was a jerk. He goes, we're good. And that's family. We family fights. But he's also there to calm me down, or we always bounce things off of him. And that was why I wanted to have him on our staff. And then
because he left the high school to come.
yeah,
to
he left
EOU.
LeGrand High School, and it's just been a blessing. He does great work. He spoils me. He throws all BP. Lynn throws BP. I get in there once in a while, and it's just like, I've been able to step back a little bit more and have more of a visual this year of, with the help of Lynn coming in and getting to just kind of watch and look for little details that you know, when you're out there hitting or fielding and doing those things,
Yeah,
you can't
don't-
really always
you
watch.
miss it, yeah.
And so this year, it's been a little different. I mean, I still love hitting ground balls, and the girls are like, Coach, I haven't seen you. I was like, all right, here comes a hot, you know, I'll hit some ground balls,
They don't
you know.
I'm not letting you hit ground balls at me, no.
But it's just been a blessing for our coaching staff. They're a big part of it too. I mean,
They do deserve credit as
Yeah.
well, 100%.
But that's what I think has been great for us, and having that chemistry with us, and you know, allowing people just to be individuals, and giving them their option to coach too, because they are. I mean, they're a big part. I'm not a guru in pitching or outfield, you know, and that's why I brought them on. I love my infield, and I love hitting, and you know, we all three of us work on hitting a lot, and just taking those little roles. But yeah, it's just been awesome to watch the growth and the development, and feel like we're in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely in the right direction. Well, I'm excited to see what happens this weekend and in the national tournament. I mean, I think we're going to make some noise.
I do too. Woody and I always talk about, we want to get to that final 10. And I think that is where we're going to start getting more,
National recognition.
for sure. If we can break that top 10, they don't have an option of keeping us out of the top 10 anymore.
They're not going to, C of I is not going to be ahead of us in the preseason poll.
Yeah.
By the way, I picked that exactly.
The 1
I
through
picked
6.
the finish, the 1 through 6. I picked it. I nailed it. I said C of I is not going to finish in front of UBC.
UBC's hot. UBC's hot. Their pitcher's coming on. We knew it. Like, they're a team that, I mean, even from last year, they had the returning pitching staff. Woody and I are both like, man, I'm nervous about UBC. And that's one thing with our conference. You cannot sleep on anybody. Bushnell got better. Warner Pack almost was in the final. They've got better. You just
It's
look.
the best conference in the
It
country
is.
in my eyes.
And we have some of the best pitching. And I think that's what makes us, going into this tournament, we're going to see 6 of the top pitchers in the nation throwing.
I know, it's crazy.
Their ERA,
all in our conference.
I think if you combine them, is about a 3 for all the pitchers pitching.
Wild.
And
It's so crazy.
it is crazy. So I'm excited. It's just, you have that opportunity to prepare for nationals as well. I mean, obviously that's our goal every year is to win a CCC title championship and then get to nationals. And I think we put ourselves in a great spot after this weekend, no matter what happens after this tournament. But just being able to see this pitching and then go into nationals prepares us even more.
I agree. Eastern Oregon, she's EOU head softball coach Nicole Christian. I'm Dozzy. Nicole, thank you.
Thank you.